Have you ever wondered why the name baboon? The name baboon, or racist monkey, carries with it uniqueness and strangeness. These are magical creatures from Asia and are currently entering the US, especially in the state of Florida, where they disappeared from research facilities and began building a large community. If you are excited about this content, please leave number 1 in the comments. Initially, only a few dozen were estimated, but their rapid increase has made them popular and powerful. Baboons, with their thick gray or brown fur, along with a prominent red mark on their underbelly, create a particularly attractive and powerful image. With an average weight of up to 1725 lb, they are fearsome and dangerous creatures, especially when they feel threatened or when they are searching for food. In urban environments, their ability to attack becomes more apparent than ever, especially when they steal food. Their sharp fangs, about an inch long, are natural weapons of fear. Baboons typically breed in spring and summer, taking advantage of warm weather to create a new generation. Each time they breed, they usually bring in 1 to 3 offspring, keeping their community growing. At the same time, they are omnivores. Their food includes fruits and small animals, helping them survive and thrive in all environments. They live in large groups, have a clear social organization, and follow the leadership of male baboons, individuals who are highly adaptable to diverse habitats, from forests to grasslands and even urban areas. They do not hesitate to invade Florida City, wandering on main roads, causing significant traffic congestion. This congestion not only affects the daily movement of residents, but also delays ongoing public and business projects. In particular, there is a risk of causing serious injury to traffic participants, especially car drivers, when they attack vehicles on the road, possibly for the purpose of finding food or due to their instinct to search for new environments. New school of life. Not only do they stop at causing traffic congestion, they also boldly live on people's rooftops, destroying infrastructure and personal property. They invade homes in search of food, causing significant damage to the local economy. Anxiety spread in the community when the estimated annual damage in Florida reached billions of dollars, including repair and recovery costs. The negative impact on residents' mental health becomes increasingly severe, as they not only have to worry about losing safety and food from their residents, but also have to deal with baboons wreaking havoc on food sources across the city. This behavior not only causes economic destruction, but also pollutes water sources and the surrounding environment, creating serious problems for public health and the living environment. To cope with this situation, Florida residents have implemented hunting activities. Hunters often choose locations far from residential areas, where baboons often appear, to conduct effective hunting. They often use means such as bows and arrows with great precision, prepare large amounts of food such as tomatoes and oranges to attract baboons, then wait in well-covered spots to avoid being spotted. Presently, when the baboons appeared, they proceeded to take them down with precision and efficiency. The bow commonly used for baboon hunting is the compound bow, with impressive accuracy and shooting power at distances of 20 to 30 feet. Hunters often target the head or neck area to take them down quickly and effectively. Each hunt can yield 4 to 5 baboons, depending on the hunter's skill and weather conditions. The use of bows and arrows is considered an effective measure to control the growth of baboons and protect the natural environment, as well as human livelihoods. However, the use of bows and arrows also needs to be closely monitored to ensure that it does not negatively affect humans and other animals in the area. The problem of baboon invasion in the state of Florida remains a significant risk, requiring attention and solutions from government agencies and environmental organizations. Despite control measures, there are still large areas where baboons can roam freely and cause hardship to communities. In my view, methods such as sterilization or relocating them to wildlife sanctuaries are more humane and sustainable approaches to solving the problem. Besides minimizing risks to humans, we also need to consider the existence and rights of animals, including baboons. Their invasion requires careful consideration of countermeasures, while respecting their lives and freedom. According to estimates from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Texas is currently home to approximately 2 million wild feral hogs, constituting over 40% of the total feral hog population in the United States. These pigs have a varied diet, consuming everything from grains and grass to small animals, posing significant threats to agriculture and the environment in Texas. The USDA projects that feral hogs inflict around $2 billion in damages annually, with destroyed forests being a primary concern, contributing to a total of $5 billion in losses for Texas's orchards and farms. With an estimated total of approximately 500 million wild boars, their nocturnal attacks often target areas abundant in food sources, such as livestock areas and forests near residential regions. Typically comprising 10 to 20 animals per herd, there are also larger herds consisting of up to 100 individuals. Their aggression not only poses challenges to wildlife, but also presents significant obstacles for rural communities and landscapes in affected areas. Nighttime hog hunting in southeast Texas is a favored pursuit, drawing the attention of numerous hunters. Given that pigs are frequently active during the night, it offers an ideal chance for individuals seeking to challenge themselves in demanding hunting conditions. Hunters in the region frequently employ specialized skills to enhance their chances of success. Hunting wild boars during the night, one of the primary methods involves utilizing hunting dogs, robust companions aiding in locating and pursuing wild boar herds. Simultaneously, the use of a flashlight has become a crucial tactic, assisting hunters in clearer vision during darkness and swiftly pinpointing the target's location. According to data from the Texas Department of Agriculture and Infrastructure, approximately 250,000 wild boars are hunted annually in southeast Texas, with around 100,000 falling prey to hunters. Nighttime hunting exploits the advantage of wild boars' adeptness at concealing themselves in darkness, typically occurring between 10:00 p.m. and 2:00 a.m. This period aligns with the peak activity of wild pigs. Engaging in this pursuit offers not only a thrilling hunting experience, but also an opportunity for hunters to hone their unique techniques and appreciate the nocturnal beauty of nature. Organized frequently in the south-central Texas region, nighttime wild hunting serves as an enjoyable and exhilarating event, often facilitated by hunting clubs, companies, or non-profit organizations. Organizations frequently host nocturnal wild pig hunting competitions during the fall season, spanning from October to December, coinciding with the period when wild pigs commence fattening up for winter. This phase sees wild pigs growing robust and hefty, rendering them prime targets for hunting expeditions. While the exact count of feral hogs hunted annually in south-central Texas remains undisclosed, the Texas Department of Agriculture and Infrastructure approximates that around 250,000 feral hogs are pursued each year. Numerous nocturnal wild boar hunting competitions are hosted year-round, such as the Texas Night Wild Boar or the Texas Hunting Association's event held annually in November at different Texas venues. Additionally, gatherings like the South Central Texas Warriors Night Boar, organized by the nonprofit Texas Warriors every October, offer hunters chances to join in and vie for thrilling rewards, including merchandise, substances, and cash prizes. As per estimates from TPWD, Texas Parks and Wildlife Department, approximately 750,000 feral hogs are hunted annually in Texas. Of these, roughly half, totaling $500,000, are typically targeted in wild boar hunts by licensed hunters. The remaining 250,000 animals are often pursued by unlicensed hunters. While these efforts aid in managing wild boar populations, they could potentially impact the proliferation of certain invasive species. If you have alternative solutions in mind, feel free to share your thoughts below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to show your support for the channel, and share it with others so they too can watch and benefit from the content.
The poultry industry in California is at the top in numbers in revenue, with about 300 million chickens. This state is one of the largest chicken producers in the United States. Farmers often own farms that are modernly designed to ensure hygiene, resistance, and good care for chickens. Technology is often applied to monitor chicken health, intelligently manage nutrition, and create better living conditions for chickens. Chickens are raised on nutrient-rich feed, designed based on scientific data and research to ensure the chickens are well cared for, hygienic, and free of disease risk. In addition, there are also chicken farms that allow them to roam freely on grass fields for a period of time. They are raised with organic food and some agricultural products. This is one of the rare farms. However, the annual revenue from such chicken farms is about 7% of that of modern farms. The quality of chicken from such farms is always more expensive than chicken from closed farms. Thanks to this model, they earn more than $10 billion annually from the poultry industry. Chickens in California are not only well cared for their health, but are also raised with smart and reasonable feed, helping to improve meat quality. Some farms even allow chickens to roam free on pastures for a period of time. feeding them organic feed and agricultural products. Although this is a rare method, the quality of chicken from such farms is considered excellent and commands a higher price than conventionally raised chicken. California places a strong focus on maintaining high standards in the poultry and dairy industries. In the poultry sector, the state leads in both quantity and revenue, possessing about 300 million chickens. These chickens are raised on modern, well-designed farms where technology is applied to monitor their health, intelligently manage their nutrition, and provide optimal living conditions. In the dairy industry, California maintains a significant presence with more than 1.7 million dairy cows. Farmers and dairy farm owners utilize technology to monitor the health and resilience of cows, ensuring their healthy growth. Modern herd management technology is used to enhance productivity and milk quality. Feeding robots are used to deliver food at predetermined intervals, minimizing the need for manual labor. California dairy cows are fed nutrient-rich diets designed based on scientific research and data. This not only promotes the health and strength of dairy cows, but also improves milk quality, ensuring consumers receive a premium product. The state's dairy industry generates significant revenue, exceeding $20 billion each year. Strict management and control systems are applied to ensure that milk produced always meets high food safety standards. This commitment to quality and technology contributes to the stability and sustainability of California's poultry and dairy industries. Automated cleaning robot models help maintain cleanliness in the barns. This model has improved beef quality and increased productivity, while ensuring the herds offer resistance to disease. Beef cattle in California are raised on modern farms, carefully applying resistance technology. Farmers also use smart nutrition systems to ensure that cows always have the right feed, helping them grow healthy and have delicious meat that meets high standards. Farm owners use an automatic milk frother system. The entire machine is like a robot that does not require human control. The beef cattle industry in California is growing strongly with more than 5 million cows. Farmers earn more than $13 billion each year from beef production. They own farms that specialize in raising beef cattle, providing nutritious and suitable feed to help them grow healthy and have delicious meat that meets high standards. California not only raises chickens but also many other types of poultry, such as geese and ducks. These types of poultry also contribute significantly to the state's livestock industry, generating more than $2 billion in annual revenue. Poultry in California varies in type and quality. Farmers have leveraged technology to improve management and care for each type of poultry, ensuring they contribute effectively to the state's agricultural economy. As you can see, California is not only a state famous for its sun and sea, but also an important agricultural center. The combination of tradition and modern livestock technology has helped California farmers earn more than $67 billion a year from the livestock industry. Thank you very much for watching this video. Since we don't know about the difficulties you might be facing on your farm, please don't forget to share the problems and difficulties you are going through. This will help us a lot for upcoming videos. Hello friends! In the Mississippi State area, there are about 1 million wild boars living. They destroy the environment and pollute water sources. The competition of wild boar for habitat with many different species. And now you leave number 1 and start with us. The adaptations of wild boar have made them an increasing challenge. causing significant negative impacts on the environment and communities. With their rapid reproduction rate, they have spread and grown strongly. Feral pig control and management in Mississippi faces a major challenge. Using boats to move in the swamp and hunt during the day is one of the methods we have to deal with this situation. This method is considered effective to face the challenge of wild pigs. Although they are often active at night on hot days. However, wild boars can also appear during the day, and the use of boats helps groups of hunters access swamp environments more flexibly and effectively. Each day, a group of hunters can hope to catch about 1 or 2 wild pigs. Although this number can vary depending on many factors such as group size, hunter experience, and wild boar density in the hunting area. The use of hunting dogs is not only an integral part of strategy, but also an important factor in helping hunters cope with the challenges of navigating the wild marsh grass. At the same time, the support of hunting dogs also helps optimize the ability to search and harvest. The use of boats also played an undeniable role in moving efficiently and overcoming the unique difficulties of swamp environments. Swamp environments are often difficult to navigate, requiring patience and skill on the part of the hunter. The agility and ferocity of wild pigs pose a unique challenge, requiring hunters to be cautious and alert when hunting. In the state of Mississippi, the swamp rat population problem is severe, with an estimated 100 million animals, higher than any other area in the United States. Swamp rats are well adapted to living in wetlands and wetlands, and their proliferation has posed a serious threat to crops and ecosystems. They have diverse feeding habits, consuming all types of plants and grasses around the swamp. Faced with this situation, Mississippi farmers have had to take measures to cope with this problem. Leave number 1 if you are excited about our content. This method of hunting swamp rats in populations is considered the most effective in Mississippi. Here, farmers and hunters work together to maintain a balance between humans and animals throughout the year. swamp rats are active both during the day and at night, and they can move continuously across the water in search of food. During the day, farmers can use boats to travel through the swamp and find traces of rats. Mice often move from the grass rows on both sides of the swamp and even swim to find shelter. On the water when detecting mice, quickly use hunting tools to catch them. Hunting skills are very important as they move on stationary water, and aiming accurately at mice is a difficult problem. You really need to practice a lot before participating. The swamp rat hunting trip will be harvested immediately, so as not to affect the quality of the meat. Every day, on average, a Mississippi farmer can harvest about 10 to 20 swamp rats. Their meat is used a lot by people because of its unique flavor and many nutrients. Carp, a popular freshwater fish, are causing many challenges for Mississippi. Introduced from Europe in the 19th century to farm tilapia, carp quickly became an invasive fish species and caused many problems for the local environment. This fish is capable of living in many different environments, from large ponds and lakes to rivers, even in turbid water and flowing dams. The carp population in Mississippi is estimated to be about 100 million, and their rapid reproduction rate, with each female laying up to 100,000 eggs at a time, has caused a sudden increase in fish numbers. Copy in a short time. Faced with this situation, farmers in Mississippi have applied a number of measures to solve the problem. One of those measures is to use nets to catch carp. This method allows them to harvest fish more efficiently than other methods. By using specially designed nets, farmers can catch carp both during the day and at night. They'd also use long ropes to catch fish, fixed at one end of the bank and stretched across the other end. After setting the net, the boat will move to create a large suction force, pushing the fish to move and get caught in the net. After a certain period of time, the rope will be picked up to harvest fish. The results show that this method has brought significant results. Recently, 96,000 pounds of invasive Asian carp were harvested. Once harvested, carp can be used for many different purposes, including processing into many different delicious dishes. Have you ever wondered why armadillo meat is packed with nutrients, but is not a popular choice in many people's daily meals? Although armadillo meat can provide many nutrients, it is not a popular food. The armadillo, with its sharp claws and armor, can be harmful and even dangerous to pets and humans. They can carry bacteria in their mouth and nose, increasing the risk of spreading disease as they run through the lawn. Despite these risks, many people continue to eat armadillo meat. We will try to find out why people choose to eat armadillo meat in the next few minutes. This may seem like a rather unusual practice if you have never encountered an armadillo before. But the truth is that they are quite common in many areas of Central and South America. Their meat has become an indispensable part of the daily diet of local people, especially in the culinary culture of Mexico and some other regions in South America. With the abundance of armadillo meat, it becomes an accessible and alternative source of protein for the people, being an indispensable part of the typical regional cuisine. Let's explore more deeply about armadillos, also known as armadillos, animals with a unique and special appearance, belonging to the Dasypodidae family. The most special thing about them is their body armor, formed from ribs and scales. This armor not only provides natural protection against enemies, but also provides a safe hiding place, helping them defend against threats from the surrounding environment. Although armadillos' movements seem a bit cumbersome due to their armor giving them a unique appearance, it also makes them less agile and slower than other species. What's special is that some people keep small armadillos as pets and use them as a food source. However, it is important to remember that armadillos are affecting the lives and futures of many people. Armadillos generally prefer to eat insects, such as larvae, but they can also consume a variety of other foods such as fruits, roots, and even small animals. Although not significantly dangerous to humans, armadillos have nevertheless attracted the attention of researchers, especially for their association with leprosy and their unique biological aspects. The armadillo hunter may have been passed on from those armadillos in the past, which is enough to show that armadillos can be much more dangerous than you might think. Not only that, armadillos are becoming increasingly popular in the southern United States, not only as pets, but also as used to create jewelry from their hard shells. Some people even choose to keep armadillos as pets and participate in armadillo races. It is worth noting that although people continue to eat armadillo meat, the story ends with a warning about leprosy and that stigma still exists for those affected by the disease. Leprosy develops very slowly and symptoms often do not appear until 3 to 7 years after infection, which makes early detection initially difficult. Leprosy is not scary, but often appears as black spots on the skin that many people often suffer from. However, ignoring this has led to some individuals starting to consume armadillo meat that can carry disease-causing bacteria, especially during times of economic hardship. Research has shown that up to 20% of armadillos in Brazil are infected with leprosy, a rate 3 times higher than in Texas and Louisiana. It is worth noting that individuals exposed to armadillos are at risk of developing leprosy. But for those consuming armadillo meat, this risk is almost doubled. This increase raises concerns about food safety and public health, especially in epidemic areas. Armadillos and the majority of leprosy cases in the United States originate from international travel. Armadillos become an ideal source of infection for humans, and it is hypothesized that their body heat provides ideal conditions for the development of leprosy. Finally, there are still some people who still want to enjoy the taste of armadillo meat. However, it is important to kill them properly and humanely before consumption. As a result, the fate of armadillos remains uncertain, with factors such as the state of habitat conservation and human impact playing a key role in their survival. In Argentina, there is an interesting fact about the culinary tradition of armadillos, which dates back 9,000 years. A recent discovery revealed that armadillos have been used as food for 9,000 years at 10 different archaeological sites, demonstrating the deep connection between the people of Argentina and armadillos in history and culture, their reality. Although experts have suggested using guns to hunt armadillos, the idea seems impractical. Perhaps experts understand the situation better, because armadillos often attack by biting their strong legs, and their sharp claws can cause serious injuries. Keeping them at an angle while hunting may be safer, but care must be taken to avoid being bitten. Be careful not to accidentally touch your fingers in armor similar to iron. Another issue of concern is that chimpanzees can also be a source of leprosy infection. Scientists recently confirmed the first case of wild chimpanzees contracting leprosy by showing how they spread the disease. although some mysteries remain unanswered. It has been hypothesized that leprosy may be more common in chimpanzees and other wild animals than in humans. The Inquiry into Leprosy and the Wild conducted extensive research and discovered many unusual economic cases. These lesions not only resembled the symptoms of leprosy in humans, but also demonstrated the complexity and variety of diseases. Chimpanzee researchers have described that different diseases cause leprosy in different chimpanzee groups, and that their genes are common in humans. This opens the door to a deeper understanding of the origins and mechanisms of disease transmission in both wildlife and human communities. Red-eared turtles are an invasive species that competes with native turtles for habitat and food sources. Several other turtle species in the United States are at risk of extinction, given the predicament of millions of invasive turtle species. Are you curious to know how farmers here handle it? If so, please leave number 1 and start right away. Let's explore the origins of the red-eared slider turtle in the Mississippi River Valley in the United States and other water systems in northeastern Mexico. Red-eared slider turtles have been introduced worldwide and now occupy parts of every continent except Antarctica. Many are released as unwanted pets after they grow too large for their living space, often released as part of traditional religious ceremonies. The red-eared slider turtle has long been cited by conservationists as one of the causes of the decline of native turtles when they are taken out of their natural habitat. Claims in the scientific literature about the role of red-eared slider turtles are sometimes exaggerated or lack solid evidence from experimental research under natural conditions. The rapid rise of this species worldwide has placed it on the global database's list of the 100 worst invasive species, with more than 2,000 red-eared species recorded. The introduction of slider turtles into Europe, especially in areas with warmer climates such as the Mediterranean, is thought to have a negative impact on European pond ecosystems. Although this turtle species has the scientific name Emys orbicularis, biological evidence about its impacts is often only speculative or based on small-scale experiments in artificial conditions, which may not fully reflect the interaction in complex natural environments, especially in lands altered and degraded by human activities. Rather than being a global exception, the provision of new habitats could face challenges for native species, including turtles, as they face the adverse effects of dominance of invasive species, along with other causes of species decline. The interaction of these factors in aquatic ecosystems is very complex, especially with omnivores such as slider turtles. General studies of the habitat of slider turtles have generally shown that they are well adapted to environmental changes and are often dominant in the harsh urban environments where they are introduced. Each red turtle can lay 50 to 100 eggs per year, increasing the species' growth in new environments. Able to survive in harsh habitats, slider turtles are able to tolerate dirty water at low temperatures and lack of food. However, under the Endangered Species Act, ECA, red-eared sliders are recognized as a dangerous invasive species. As a result, releasing and releasing red-eared sliders into the wild has been banned to prevent the spread, according to U.S. Department of Agriculture regulations. Additionally, many states and agencies in the United States have implemented their own measures to address the problem of invasive slider turtles. Several states have enacted laws banning turtles as pets, aiming to minimize the species' impact on local ecosystems and protect native wildlife. At the same time, compliance with these regulations is important to prevent the unwanted spread of red-eared sliders, including not keeping them as pets. Control measures are in place to prevent the turtle from laying eggs in the natural environment. The procedure involves injecting a hormone called progestin into the bodies of female red-eared sliders, reducing their ability to reproduce. Using nets to catch turtles is a common method to control populations of this species, often deployed in coastal areas from April to October, when red-eared turtles are actively breeding. The net is usually made from nylon, then dropped into the water and moved along river banks, ponds, and lakes to catch turtles. Every day, this method can catch from 50 to 100 red-eared turtles, but the number can vary depending on environmental and weather conditions. According to research, using nets to catch red-eared turtles can reduce the number of this species each year by about 20 to 30%. In your opinion, are these measures to handle red-eared slider turtles reasonable? If so, leave number 1. Otherwise, if not reasonable, leave number 0 and share your opinion with us. Welcome, dear viewers. In Canada's wild society, bears are known for their ferocity and wild charm. Learn how this country's farmers and hunters face the challenges of life alongside millions of bears. On this journey, there are not only thrilling and dramatic situations, but also challenging questions. Why have bears become so antagonistic, and how can humans cope with their strength and hunting prowess? In this dangerous life, farmers often choose to use rifles and powerful weapons to fight the bear's incredible power. Hunters, by personal choice, can choose their path with a bow and arrow, adding challenge and excitement to the hunt. I want to emphasize that hunting wild bears here is completely legal, approved by the authorities. If you think this method is excellent, leave it number 1 in the comments. Can humans maintain balance with nature and face the challenge of bears? Join us and discover the magical secrets of the confrontation between humans and bears in this wild world full of mysteries. What do you think? Is this the reason why bears become antagonistic? Share your thoughts in the comments section and stay tuned to discover more interesting things. The Canadian bear, also known as the black bear, is not only a popular wild animal in Canada, but also a symbol of the mountains and forests. With small ears, thick, smooth black fur, and a delicate brown color. They often appear in primary forest areas, hunting for prey such as fish and even small animals. If you want to better understand why bears are hunted, watch until the end of the video to discover the consequences they create for people and local communities. On the vibrant picture of the city, the sudden appearance of wild bears is not only a potentially dangerous scene but also a shocking digital wave, pushing the community into a state of panic. The traffic jam scene became a symbol of the challenge and harshness that this bear brings. Not only a cause of urban chaos, wild bears also pose major challenges to the agricultural industry. Their invasion of cornfields is not only an attack on agriculture, but also a painful blow that causes heavy damage to the crop, pushing farmers into a difficult and challenging situation. The green fields have now become a battle between humans and nature, with unexpected and challenging consequences. Every year, the loss of hundreds of millions of US dollars to the agricultural industry is a big challenge. If you are a farmer, will you forgive these bears when all your efforts to build your fields become their target? In fact, forgiving the wild bears is not a reasonable choice. Farmers are facing this problem through the use of traps to deal with troublemaking bears. Cooperation in group trapping of wild bears not only helps reduce the risk of attacks, but also protects crops from destruction. You may be wondering about the reasons behind the wild bear invasion. Based on many sources of information, climate change and the reduction of food sources are important factors. Rising global temperatures and natural disasters are destroying the bear's natural habitat, forcing them to seek new places to live as food scarcity becomes increasingly severe. This increases the risk of colonizing urban and rural areas and poses a major challenge to the survival of both humans and bears in an increasingly volatile environment. Have you ever imagined a bear appearing at the entrance to your tent at night? Wild bears often choose this time to attack. When people are sleeping deeply, they can invade yards, destroy decorations, and even threaten family safety by attacking homes. This is worrying and poses significant challenges for local communities. Life with the frequent presence of wild bears is not only dangerous, but also brings challenging and thrilling situations. wild bears. A challenge for both people and farmers are raising important questions about the sharing of living space between humans and wild animals. When faced with problems with wild bear invasions, many people in the community may come up with the idea of building fences to keep them out. However, what needs to be noted is the bear's flexibility. They are able to move and overcome fences easily and even balance on construction wires. In fact, building fences can be not only ineffective but also costly for farmers. Therefore, a more reasonable and effective solution is to use hunting methods in dealing with wild bears. Precision and patience are important key factors in wild bear management. Hunters often need to observe hidden behaviors and use indirect means such as cameras and remote tracking techniques when interacting with wild bear groups. This not only helps protect the community, but also ensures social security between humans and wild animals. Hunters must follow strict safety rules to ensure the safety of themselves and their animals. This includes maintaining a safe distance and using non-threatening communication methods with wild bears. Their main goal is not to completely eliminate wild bears, but to maintain a balance between ecology and humans. If you want to own a fur rug after hunting, the process of processing wild bears is not just a simple matter. Professional hunters often take careful steps to utilize all parts of wild bears after removing the fur. They use odor neutralizers and antiseptics to ensure cleanliness and sophistication. The weaving process will become an important part of creating a high-quality and attractive bear fur rug. Artists arrange the bear fur according to the design and use delicate embroidery techniques to create the final artistic product. As we all know, wild boars are increasingly invading cities and farms, posing countless dangers to both livestock and humans. Faced not only with natural predators, but also with a variety of threats, they face increasingly severe food scarcity. Agricultural areas often face competition between domestic animals and wild animals, which are herbivorous, but at the same time aggressive. Sometimes, situations become risky and traumatic when unfortunate people provoke those who are bored with life, leading to unpredictable attacks. Situations can be both funny and alarming when people are unexpectedly attacked by animals. There are cases where bold wild boars even invade people's houses, creating panic in the community. North American wild boar, with its large body and sharp snout, is a natural predator, with litters ranging from 3 to 8. This number may vary depending on environmental conditions and food sources. In an effort to control wild boar populations, hunting is encouraged to reduce their numbers. However, this is not always easy and challenging, especially when hunters face unpleasant feelings after shooting them. Licensed hunters may even use hunting dogs to assist in eliminating these unpleasant sensations during the hunt. In many places across the United States, Americans often participate in wild boar hunting, enjoying diverse natural landscapes and rich forest environments. One of the most popular states for this hunting activity is Texas, which has strict management and large forest areas. Florida's feral hog population is also a popular destination, with rich forests and diverse hunting areas. Additionally, states such as Georgia, South Carolina, and California also offer many opportunities for feral pig hunting enthusiasts. The southern and central regions of the United States are also quite popular destinations among the hunting community. Although the consumption of wild boar meat is being encouraged in the United States, especially as wild boar populations increase, causing environmental and agricultural problems, people are becoming more aware of the price, nutritional value, and flavor of wild boar meat, making hunting increasingly popular and attractive. In this day and age, disenchantment with commercially raised meat has fueled a growing preference for wild boar. As of the late 20th century, and especially in recent decades, consumers have increasingly focused on eating clean, natural, and wild meat. Wild boar meat is attractive because the animals live in natural environments, where they have a diverse diet and a free lifestyle. Overall, efforts to reduce wild boar populations, especially in areas of excessive growth, have fueled a trend toward using wild boar meat as a useful means of control their numbers without wasting resources. The United States is famous for its unique ecosystems and diversity of wildlife. Recently, they were faced with an unprecedented challenge: an increase and attacks of crocodiles in one of the rural municipalities. So how did American farmers react to 3,000 crocodiles attacking their city? In October 2023, the city of Miami, Florida saw a series of alligator attacks. leaving more than 100 people attacked and 30 people dead within a week. This alarming situation raises questions about how America's farming and civilian communities will deal with an influx of alligators and the dangers that come with it. In the wake of the alligator crisis, American farmers have needed to come up with creative solutions to deal with the threat posed by these alligators. Together, they built a sturdy steel fence around the city, creating a resilient physical barrier against crocodile incursions. The infiltration of the fences is not only a deterrent, but also the city's first line of defense against the invasion of crocodiles. The construction of these steel structures is a testament to the relentless determination and ingenuity of American agriculture. The community's innovative approach to using fences over the past 30 years has played a vital role in protecting the city. This fence was deployed for miles around the city's perimeter, creating an impenetrable boundary. This unified effort saw close cooperation between farmers and local authorities and demonstrated the power of community. Alligator hunting has been a part of Miami history for centuries, with indigenous people using simple tools like spears to hunt these reptiles. Using baited hooks, they hunted alligators from both the shore and boats, creating a distinct culture and customs in Miami. To ensure the sustainability of crocodile populations and the safety of both hunters and guides, specific guidelines have been established. Licensing crocodile hunters ensures that only people with appropriate training and knowledge are allowed to engage in hunting within certain time limits each year, thereby preventing overhunting and allowing crocodile populations to thrive during their breeding period. Crocodile hunting is limited to designated areas to manage populations and minimize encounters between crocodiles and the public. Alligator hunting is not only a part of Miami history, but also serves an important purpose beyond being a tradition. It plays an important role in population control, ensuring that crocodile numbers are managed effectively and preventing potential threats to humans and other wildlife. The importance of alligator hunting becomes clear when looking at statistics on alligator populations and hunting activity in Miami, according to the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. With approximately 1.3 million alligators living in the state of Florida, careful management of them is extremely important to protect both people and wildlife. In 2022 alone, approximately 2,000 alligators were legally harvested in Miami, contributing to population control efforts. These numbers clearly demonstrate the important role of crocodile hunting in ensuring the safety of the city's residents and visitors. Although alligators are an integral part of the Florida ecosystem, they can be dangerous to humans and other animals. Regulated hunting helps maintain a delicate balance, conserving both these remarkable reptiles and ensuring the well-being of Miami communities. Throughout Miami's history, alligator hunting has been deeply intertwined with the area's cultural heritage. This is not only a tradition, but also a means of responsible population management, ensuring the safety of both people and alligators by following regulations and guidelines established by the state. The increase in alligator attacks in Miami is a stark reminder of the growing challenges brought about by environmental change. The alligator crisis is a wake-up call for all American cities, calling on them to prepare for the unexpected challenges of a changing world. Keeping a safe distance and reporting immediately when you spot an alligator are important principles to ensure the safety of both humans and alligators. Miami's alligator crisis serves as a reminder of the importance of adapting to a changing world and finding creative solutions to protect communities. Through proper preparation and knowledge, American farmers successfully defended against alligator invasions, bringing a sense of security to their cities. The United States, better equipped, will be able to address the challenges of environmental change in the ecosystem. And now let's continue watching the rest of the video to see how U.S. farmers are dealing with invasive wild boar populations, shall we? To maintain the population, annual capture is inevitable for wild boars. This is a large, ferocious, and very intelligent animal with strong reproductive ability. This uniqueness means that conventional methods of population control are often ineffective. So hunting is the only viable alternative. Choosing the right location to hunt wild pigs is very important, especially when faced with expensive plane rental costs. In the skies of New South Wales, where seasoned hunters are often encountered, is a great choice for those looking for adventure and adrenaline. The mountainous areas of New South Wales are not only prime habitats for wild BS, but are also where the challenge of controlling this population is meant to conserve the state's diverse ecosystems. These creatures thrive in dense forests and areas with a lot of vegetation. In these areas, wild BS can be quite large in size. However, it is very difficult to detect them. To chase away wild pigs, helicopters need to fly at low altitudes over dense forest areas. The wind force from the propeller will create chaos, causing wild pigs to feel scared and move to another area. However, to ensure effectiveness, you need to quickly shoot them down in a timely manner, destroying them one by one. During this time, practicing hunting skills in swampy areas, where visibility is clearer, is important to easily kill wild pigs. Continuing onto the plains and grasslands is also a good option, as this is where wildlife is most common. The helicopter will gradually move down when wild pigs are detected, but flying too low should be avoided to avoid damaging the tree. The pilot's movement speed and agility both greatly affect the hunter's harvest yield, so they always need to be ready to hunt. When you spot a wild boar in the field, quickly aim and shoot with an accuracy rate of up to 70% each time. If wild boars escape the first shot, they will change direction and accelerate away. You need to be flexible in flying the helicopter to continue chasing them, which is sometimes quite difficult for beginners. To become a professional aerial hunter, you need to practice your skills and learn a lot about the behavior of wild animals like wild pigs. Wild birds often move far to find shelter, and you must calculate the distance and time to continue pursuing them after each shot. This job seems simple, but requires patience and skill. The hunter group needs to choose the right location and find a way to harvest efficiently, as seen with closing down entire herds without missing a single animal.
Yep, come around and keep the field. Give me another 13, I was going to get it. Got him. I'm empty. I thought I was working on it. I got 2 shells, 3 of chips.
In the search for wild boar in the fields, another wild boar appeared, and the battle continued. Can wild pigs escape into the forest in time after a few seconds of the helicopter flying up? If you pay attention to the surface of these sands, you can see many war footprints. Such areas need to be observed more carefully. It is often easier to hunt wild boar by helicopter in the fields. Wild boars can move alone or in groups in search of food. However, their moving speed is often slower because there are many plants. It is often easier to hunt wild boar in these areas, but you must be careful of all possibilities. It is estimated that every day a helicopter can catch about 200 to 600 wild animals. The cost of renting a helicopter here ranges from $2,000 to $5,000. So if you choose helicopter for one day, it will be such a high number. The real question is this money worth it? If you think it's worth it, leave a number 1 below in the comment section. Otherwise, leave a number 0. According to the Australian Department of Agriculture's Department of Water Environment, the number of wild boar captured annually in New South Wales ranges from 50,000 to 100,000, demonstrating ongoing efforts to manage wild boar populations. Controlling Australia's wild boar population is one of the government's top priorities. Do you want to participate in this hunting process? Leave a comment below to let us know now. Continue watching the rest of the video to learn how to trap and hunt wild pigs, because only this way can kill a certain number of wild pigs. And building fences cannot completely prevent wild boars from entering farming areas. Wild boars often move in herds. Hunting can create opportunities for wild boars to escape and hide in the forest. There are some types of traps that are also broken by wild boars to escape, and building fences is sometimes ineffective. Wild boars are intelligent animals and have the ability to destroy fences to enter agricultural areas. In 2022, a farmer in Bexar County, Texas, built a 6.56 feet high fence to prevent wild boars from entering his farm. However, after a while, intruders destroyed the fence and caused damage to crops in some other areas. The lack of completeness of the fence also makes them easy to overcome. According to a study by Texas A&M University, each wild boar can cause up to $2,000 in damage per year. Wild stem borers can also cause a lot of damage to agriculture, including destroying crops, stealing food, and spreading disease. Each litter can give birth to 5 to 12 cubs, and the gestation period is about 114 days. In particular, wild boars also have the ability to reproduce 2 to 3 times per year, creating conditions for the population to grow rapidly. With such high fertility, just one female wild boar can give birth to more than 100 piglets within 2 years. This explains why feral hog numbers in Texas have increased significantly. According to statistics from the U.S. Wildlife Service (FWS), from 2000 to 2022, the number of wild pigs in Texas has increased from 2.5 million to 5 million and has spread to 254 counties. Wild boars are not limited to any particular type of terrain, but can exist in many different environments, from deep forests to vast grasslands. From mountainous plateaus to vast plains, whether day or night, they can travel long distances to find food. They are able to endure all weather conditions, from colder days to extremely hot days. In addition, the wild boar's ability to eat a diverse diet is another important factor that increases its ability to survive. They can eat vegetables, fruits, grains, and even animal carcasses. This flexibility in diet gives wild pigs the ability to forage effectively in any land they choose to inhabit. In the wild, wild boars can reach weights of up to 750 pounds. Their outstanding feature is their high self-defense ability, equipped with sharp teeth and sharp claws. Although wild boars in Texas do not encounter any natural enemies except humans, large predators such as tigers, lions, and panthers have disappeared, causing ecological imbalance. The lack of natural enemies has allowed for a significant increase in wild boar numbers. They can reproduce and grow without facing natural threats. The population is increasing significantly, placing great pressure on the environment and wild boar species. Increased demand for land and food causes wild boars to invade cultivated areas and face fierce competition with humans. Their need for food is also increasing, forcing them to search for food in new areas, sometimes lands that are being used for other purposes. Infrastructure development, such as roads and railways, creates new migration routes for wild pigs, expands habitat and food sources, and changes economic structures. Conversion from agriculture to industry can lead to the abandonment of agricultural land, creating new opportunities and challenges for wild boars. These issues pose major challenges in wildlife conservation and management. The solutions have had an impact in preventing the development of local areas that some invasive species have taken.
Hello, friends. In Australia, diverse invasive species have caused many problems for our environment and ecosystems. A good example is the invasion of snow geese and marsh rats. They have caused serious damage in Australia, and so Australian farmers have had to face this challenge. Canada geese began invading Australia in 1860, when they were brought by an immigrant from England and released into Mbao Park in 1900. The number of geese has increased significantly, with an estimated 1.1 million birds. Find out how Australian farmers are dealing with this invasive situation in this full video. And don't forget to leave a number 1 if you're excited about this content now. In contrast, snow geese in Australia had a similar journey brought by immigrants around 1880 in Melbourne Park, and by 1900 Australia had seen about 1,000 snow geese. Currently, the Australian government estimates there are about 500,000 Canada geese and 200,000 snow geese living in the park. Additionally, the negative impacts of Canada geese and snow geese occur in urban areas. They pollute the environment by dumping feces and garbage on lawns and streets. Their loud noise also causes nuisance to the community in Richmond Park. This is an extremely big problem, not only making it difficult to preserve the green landscape of parks, but also threatening the safety and livelihood of local people and animals. It even came to tease people without fear. Furthermore, the act of attacking humans and damaging the natural ecosystem forced the Australian government to intervene promptly to resolve the issue. Field hunting of geese has expanded to cover large areas of Australia, including agricultural areas, riverbanks, lakes and ponds, parks and nature reserves. This is aimed at controlling and minimizing the negative impact of goose populations on the environment and communities. To hunt snow geese effectively, they used fake goose sounds and placed basket snow geese as bait. When the snow geese arrive, the hunter proceeds to shoot them. To obtain a hunting license in Australia, individuals need to meet certain conditions, including being 18 years of age, having completed hunting safety training, holding a hunting license, and being licensed by the Australian government. This is important to ensure those participating in hunting activities have the skills and understanding of safety when hunting on Australian wetlands. Significant encampments of Canada geese are commonly seen at locations such as the Macquarie wetlands in southern New South Wales and the Whitewater area in eastern Queensland. These locations are important not only for the breeding of Canada geese, but also for their migration within the Australian landscape. Back to the hunters. When they discover a flock of geese, they will approach carefully and use hunting tools to carry out the hunting process. Each year, approximately 100,000 snow geese and 200,000 Canada geese are targeted for hunting in Australia. This is a significant amount that helps reduce pressure from the goose population, which is decreasing by about 20% each year. Do you think it is right to shoot snow geese and Canada geese? If yes, leave the number 1. Otherwise, you don't think it's right. Leave the number 0 and share your thoughts with us. Swamp rats, rodents native to North America, quickly and forcefully invaded Australia in the 19th century. They were originally introduced to Australia for decorative and hunting purposes. However, swamp rats adapted well to their new environment and began to reproduce at an astonishing rate. They commonly occur in areas such as swamps, lakes, rivers, and ponds, as well as grassland and forest areas. According to Australian government policy, the swamp rat population is increasing, currently reaching about 100 million, accounting for about 80% of the world's total. This impressive figure has caused many problems for the Australian government. Swamp rats, omnivores, cause many negative consequences for Australia's wetlands. They eat plants, vegetables, and many other animals, leading to vegetation degradation and affecting biodiversity in the area. At the same time, they also eat native species such as birds, frogs, and fish, causing a significant decline in native animal populations. In addition, their feces and waste in swamps also pollute the environment, affecting water quality. To control the situation, the Australian government has introduced a number of measures. Maintaining the ecological balance of the swamp remains a major challenge and raises questions about its biodiversity. Swamp rat hunting in Australia is considered the most effective method of controlling populations, although it requires great expense and effort. However, this is still an important measure to reduce the number of marsh rats. Have you ever thought about going marsh rat hunting like this? Sitting on a hunting boat, it feels like embarking on an adventure in the midst of the marsh rat's ocean. Along with the cool breeze from the water surface, it creates a sense of relaxation and excitement. Your eyes will be focused on the thick grasslands and dense areas. where many animal species, including marsh rats, may hide. You may even feel the anticipation with each breath as you wait for your target to appear. When you spot the target, you quickly take aim and shoot. Every year, about 20 million marsh rats become targets of hunting activities, despite the population decreasing by about 10% each year. The marsh rat population continues to increase, highlighting the importance of implementing a consistent and effective hunting method to achieve control over the marsh rat population in Australia. What do you think about marsh rat meat? If you've ever tasted it, please share its flavor profile with us. Let's explore the European rabbit, an animal with the ability to reproduce extremely quickly, creating a huge impact on Australia's environment. In just 1 year, a female rabbit can give birth to hundreds of babies, and their ability to adapt to many different habitats has caused them to boom everywhere in Australia. Moreover, the European rabbit, with its omnivorous diet, has caused the destruction of habitats for many native animal species, threatening their survival. They cause soil erosion and reduce agricultural productivity by digging holes and eating grass and leaves, reducing vegetation. The economic damage caused by them is estimated to be up to 0.5 billion USD per year, with about 1 billion in environmental damage and $500 million in agricultural damage. Australia's invasive tularemia epidemic has spread across the southern continent, including devastated areas such as deserts and mountainous areas. But the hardest hit areas are those where the disease is present. In 1923, the Australian government organized the largest hare hunt to control the wild rabbit outbreak. With more than 100,000 participants, this hunt has yielded millions of wild rabbits. Daytime rabbit hunting in Australia usually takes place in areas with thriving vegetation, such as the savanna grassland or the Australian bush. These areas, including grasslands in the south and southeast with warm climates, as well as savanna regions in the Midwest with dry climates, and bushland areas in the east and north with tropical climates, are ideal spots for hunting activities. Hunting rabbits usually begins when the early morning sunlight appears. In the daylight, hunters will search for wild rabbits, often found under the shade of bushes or thickets. Upon spotting a wild rabbit, they aim to shoot it accurately, avoiding unnecessary pain for the animal. After the hunting process, hares are then harvested to be processed into food or used as food animals. Participants must adhere to Australia's hunting regulations, select the appropriate hunting equipment, and follow safety rules such as conducting pre-use checks. The use of hunting equipment should be done with caution and only in safe locations. Respecting the environment is also an important factor, as well as maintaining control. Typically, hunting activities are more vigorous at night, when rabbits are usually less alert. Therefore, hunting rabbits at night can increase effectiveness in controlling the rabbit population. Hunting rabbits at night often yields higher effectiveness compared to daytime. This method is typically carried out by groups of hunters using spotlights to detect rabbits. Upon spotting a rabbit, hunters will use hunting equipment to capture it immediately. Each hunter can catch about 20 to 30 rabbits in one night, although the actual number may be lower due to factors such as the number of rabbits killed and the diversity of the hunting area. The method of hunting at night has been proven to be effective in controlling invasive rabbit populations in Australia. The Australian government estimates that approximately 100 million rabbits are eradicated each year, making a significant contribution to conservation efforts and environmental protection. Using hunting dogs and unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, to hunt wild rabbits is a widely practiced method. UAVs can easily detect rabbits in a large area and can be combined with other activities on the same plane, ensuring that no rabbits are missed. This helps enhance the efficiency and effectiveness of the hunting process, while minimizing waste and maximizing catch rates. Do you like this rabbit hunting method? If yes, please leave number 1. Otherwise, if you don't like it, leave number 0. And share your opinion below.
Hello, dear friends! Wild boars, also known as the wild hulk, are wild animals not native to the United States. In the 1500s, Spanish explorers brought along dozens of domestic pigs to use as food. Over time, some of these domestic pigs escaped and bred in the wild, thus giving rise to the first wild boars. Wild boar populations were established in the United States until the 1900s, when boars were brought to American lands for the sole purpose of sport hunting. The combination of Russian wild boars and domestic pigs created the current population of wild boars in the United States. According to a USDA report, by the end of 2022, approximately 8.9 million wild boars are living in the country. capable of reproducing rapidly and adapting well to all environmental conditions. This invasive species has been present in 35 states of the United States. The negative effects they can cause a lot of headaches for U.S. governments and farmers to find solutions to better understand the damage and benefits millions of wild boars bring to the United States. In this video, we will explore everything about this invasive creature. Wild boars usually start breeding when they are 6 months old. This can happen as soon as the female or male is 4 months old, when there are plenty of food sources. In the United States, each female wild boar usually gives birth to 2 litters per year, and each litter can give birth to 7 to 13 pigs. Natural predators of wild boars in the United States include coyotes and mountain lions. However, the number of wild boars killed by predators accounts for an extremely small percentage. Moreover, most carnivores only hunt wild boars, so this has not affected the wild boar population in the United States. In Europe and Asia, predation by wild carnivores can account for up to 25 animals, with annual mortality of wild boar populations. However, humans are the most important to this invasive species in the United States. For many years, Texas has always been the state with the largest number of wild animals of the wild boar in the country. An estimated 3.5 to 4 million wild boar live in the state. According to a report by the Texas Department of Agriculture in recent years, the state's crop production has consistently trailed wild boar by about 17%, with some farmers claiming that wild boars can sniff out crops just as the harvest season is about to begin. Herds of wild boar around the farms are regularly hunted and trapped. Yet many Texas farmers claim that more wild boars are returning to their fields each month. It is estimated that each year the U.S. corn industry loses about $1.7 billion because of wild boars. Wild boars will destroy almost everything in their path. It is especially dangerous if adult boars get close to children. Not only do they affect commercial crops, but millions of wild boars in the United States must also be exterminated. The native plant community threatens the food source of Native American wildlife, such as deer and turkeys, and wild boar can also be a significant predator for eggs and young. While boar hunting is a popular recreational activity in the United States, especially in areas where the animals are considered invasive and cause significant agricultural damage, In most U.S. states, licensees can hunt wild boar in unlimited numbers and at any time of the year. According to the National Shooting Sports Foundation, the economic impact of hunting in the United States is estimated at $38.3 billion annually. The wild boar hunting industry has a $27 billion impact on the country's economy, according to a USDA report in 2019. About 29 wild boar populations were harvested through hunting and trapping. In Texas alone, an estimated 830,000 boars are harvested each year through hunting and trapping. While wild boar is very common in states like Texas, California, or Mississippi, trapping a few whiteboards is not easy for most people. You can see the board trap by watching the video very easily on YouTube. But if you are not an experienced person in this field, you can completely walk away empty-handed after setting traps all day. Wild boars are intelligent animals and can quickly learn to avoid traps and other methods of hunting. They are also noisy animals that can easily warn other wild boars in the area when they sense danger. According to statistics, there have been more than 113 attacks recorded by wild pigs on humans. On 26 November 2019, a 59-year-old Texas woman named Christine Rollins was attacked by a herd of feral pigs just a few feet from their workplace front door in Ottawa, Texas.
Have you ever wondered why the name baboon? The name baboon, or racist monkey, carries with it uniqueness and strangeness. These are magical creatures from Asia and are currently entering the U.S., especially in the state of Florida, where they disappeared from research facilities and began building a large community. If you are excited about this content, please leave number 1 in the comments. Initially, only a few dozen were estimated, but their rapid increase has made them popular and powerful. Baboons, with their thick gray or brown fur, along with a prominent red mark on their underbelly, create a particularly attractive and powerful image. With an average weight of up to 1725 lb, they are fearsome and dangerous creatures, especially when they feel threatened or when they are searching for food. In urban environments, their ability to attack becomes more apparent than ever, especially when they steal food. Their sharp fangs, about an inch long, are natural weapons of fear. Baboons typically breed in spring and summer, taking advantage of warm weather to create a new generation. Each time they breed, they usually bring in 1 to 3 offspring, keeping their community growing. At the same time, they are omnivores. Their food includes fruits and small animals, helping them survive and thrive in all environments. They live in large groups, have a clear social organization, and follow the leadership of male baboons, individuals who are highly adaptable to diverse habitats, from forests to grasslands and even urban areas. They do not hesitate to invade Florida City, wandering on main roads, causing significant traffic congestion. This congestion not only affects the daily movement of residents, but also delays ongoing public and business projects. In particular, there is a risk of causing serious injury to traffic participants, especially car drivers, when they attack vehicles on the road, possibly for the purpose of finding food or due to their instinct to search for new environments. New school of life. Not only do they stop at causing traffic congestion, they also boldly live on people's rooftops, destroying infrastructure and personal property. They invade homes in search of food, causing significant damage to the local economy. Anxiety spread in the community when the estimated annual damage in Florida reached billions of dollars, including repair and recovery costs. The negative impact on residents' mental health becomes increasingly severe, as they not only have to worry about losing safety and food from their residents, but also have to deal with baboons wreaking havoc on food sources across the city. This behavior not only causes economic destruction, but also pollutes water sources and the surrounding environment, creating serious problems for public health and the living environment. To cope with this situation, Florida residents have implemented hunting activities. Hunters often choose locations far from residential areas, where baboons often appear, to conduct effective hunting. They often use means such as bows and arrows with great precision, prepare large amounts of food such as tomatoes and oranges to attract baboons, then wait in well-covered spots to avoid being spotted. Presently, when the baboons appeared, they proceeded to take them down with precision and efficiency. The bow commonly used for baboon hunting is the compound bow, with impressive accuracy and shooting power at distances of 20 to 30 feet. Hunters often target the head or neck area to take them down quickly and effectively. Each hunt can yield 4 to 5 baboons, depending on the hunter's skill and weather conditions. The use of bows and arrows is considered an effective measure to control the growth of baboons and protect the natural environment, as well as human livelihoods. However, the use of bows and arrows also needs to be closely monitored to ensure that it does not negatively affect humans and other animals in the area. The problem of baboon invasion in the state of Florida remains a significant risk, requiring attention and solutions from government agencies and environmental organizations. Despite control measures, there are still large areas where baboons can roam freely and cause hardship to communities. In my view, methods such as sterilization or relocating them to wildlife sanctuaries are more humane and sustainable approaches to solving the problem. Besides minimizing risks to humans, we also need to consider the existence and rights of animals, including baboons. Their invasion requires careful consideration of countermeasures, while respecting their lives and freedom. According to estimates from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Texas is currently home to approximately 2 million wild feral hogs, constituting over 40% of the total feral hog population in the United States. These pigs have a varied diet, consuming everything from grains and grass to small animals, posing significant threats to agriculture and the environment in Texas. The USDA projects that feral hogs inflict around $2 billion in damages annually, with destroyed forests being a primary concern, contributing to a total of $5 billion in losses for Texas's orchards and farms. With an estimated total of approximately 500 million wild boars, their nocturnal attacks often target areas abundant in food sources, such as livestock areas and forests near residential regions. Typically comprising 10 to 20 animals per herd, there are also larger herds consisting of up to 100 individuals. Their aggression not only poses challenges to wildlife, but also presents significant obstacles for rural communities and landscapes in affected areas. Nighttime hog hunting in southeast Texas is a favored pursuit, drawing the attention of numerous hunters. Given that pigs are frequently active during the night, it offers an ideal chance for individuals seeking to challenge themselves in demanding hunting conditions. Hunters in the region frequently employ specialized skills to enhance their chances of success. Hunting wild boars during the night, one of the primary methods involves utilizing hunting dogs, robust companions aiding in locating and pursuing wild boar herds. Simultaneously, the use of a flashlight has become a crucial tactic, assisting hunters in clearer vision during darkness and swiftly pinpointing the target's location. According to data from the Texas Department of Agriculture and Infrastructure, approximately 250,000 wild boars are hunted annually in southeast Texas, with around 100,000 falling prey to hunters. Nighttime hunting exploits the advantage of wild boars' adeptness at concealing themselves in darkness, typically occurring between 10:00 p.m. and 2:00 a.m. This period aligns with the peak activity of wild pigs. Engaging in this pursuit offers not only a thrilling hunting experience, but also an opportunity for hunters to hone their unique techniques and appreciate the nocturnal beauty of nature. Organized frequently in the south-central Texas region, nighttime wild hunting serves as an enjoyable and exhilarating event, often facilitated by hunting clubs, companies, or non-profit organizations. Organizations frequently host nocturnal wild pig hunting competitions during the fall season, spanning from October to December, coinciding with the period when wild pigs commence fattening up for winter. This phase sees wild pigs growing robust and hefty, rendering them prime targets for hunting expeditions. While the exact count of feral hogs hunted annually in south-central Texas remains undisclosed, the Texas Department of Agriculture and Infrastructure approximates that around 250,000 feral hogs are pursued each year. Numerous nocturnal wild boar hunting competitions are hosted year-round, such as the Texas Night Wild Boar or the Texas Hunting Association's event held annually in November at different Texas venues. Additionally, gatherings like the South Central Texas Warrior